My name's Caroline and I need the Speakmans' help because I can no longer drive because I have a massive fear that we're going to crash or we're all going to die. My anxiety with my driving started about 6 years ago. I was out with my sister one day and we were on the ring road in Coventry, and I looked out the window and realised how high up we were and got into a right panic about it. My sister had to speak to me and calm me down, and from that day we didn't go on the ring road again. This is the worst part of the ring road for me, and why is there a cyclist on the ring road? And then it started with roundabouts. I couldn't go anywhere over 30 miles an hour. I'd get into a panic about junctions, and it got to the point in the end I stopped driving completely then. I haven't driven on this part of the road for about 5 years because it's 50 miles an hour and I can't do it. I can't get the car up to that speed.
Her partner of 22 years, Justin, has noticed a change in Caroline.
She's just progressively lost her confidence in driving over the years, and at the moment it's she won't drive at all now. It's just completely gone.
I think the worst situation I got into was I was trying to take my son to school and there was a traffic jam on the normal route that I went. So me being me, decided I would go down the flyover, and I got so far down and started to panic. We're on a stretch of road that is 50 miles an hour and I'm going about 20 in second gear and everyone's going past me with their horns and shouting at me, and well, I'm literally going to kill my child if I don't pull myself together and get down this road. Just watching me slowing down. I get really angry with myself that I know I can drive. I just don't know why I can't drive. I want to get off it. I don't want to be here on that bit. When I'm in the car, that's when the panic and the fear sets in then, and that's when I get the palpitations and the sweating and I'm going to be sick and we're going to crash and we've got to pull over, and I get the shakes, and once I manage to get the car where I need to get it to and get out, it's all over. So we have to get back in the car again and it all starts again.
Caroline's severe fear of driving isn't just restricting her own life. It's affecting her relationship with her entire family.
My parents are elderly and they're ill, and I could no longer take them to the hospital. We had an incident last week that my dad needed me with my mum.
And Caroline had to phone for a taxi to get over to her mother's because her mother wasn't well. It took maybe 30, 40 minutes to get there, which it would have took 10 at the most if she'd got into the car and drove herself.
The car's sitting outside. I could have got in the car and gone. I get so frustrated with myself because Justin will say to me, just get in the car and drive, you're not going to crash it. But I don't think he understands that it's stuck in my head that I am going to crash it, and the sheer panic that comes over me when I have to think of getting in the car.
Trying to keep her fear under control is a constant battle for Caroline, and it's starting to put a strain on her relationship with Justin.
She is a definite backseat driver, yes. Yeah, she's a nightmare. Caroline uses the imaginary foot pedals, the imaginary steering wheel, the imaginary everything, but she's not driving.
Someone else who's exasperated by Caroline's condition is her daughter, Alex.
When I'm driving and my mum's in the car with me, it sometimes can be very stressful. I know she doesn't mean it.
Alex has to avoid all the routes that I don't like because she knows that I will panic about her driving down them, and I will panic in the car with her.
She can sort of shout out, you know, like, watch that car or watch that child by the edge of the road. She's just very anxious. I've already seen what's going to happen and I'm braking in plenty of time, but she's saying slow down, brake, slow down. And she's shouting because she's getting anxious.
Caroline's desperate to change her behaviour and be able to drive without anxiety and stress.
I think to get over the fear, I need to realise where the fear came from. I just don't understand where it all went wrong and how to fix it. I desperately need help to fix it. I can't fix it on my own.
We all say that it might take a miracle for my mum to get over her fear. I just hope that, you know, she can get the help that she needs and become that bubbly person again and get out on the road and drive.
For me to get in the car, it would just mean the world. It seems so silly. It's such a stupid little thing that people take for granted, that they just jump in their car and they're gone in minutes to do their shopping or go and meet their friends. I can't do that.
For Caroline, driving around her local area is a terrifying prospect. In order to rebuild Caroline's confidence behind the wheel, The Speakmans have travelled to her home in Coventry to see if they can help.
Hello, Caroline. Hello, how are you?
All right, hi.
Hello, lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet
Thanks
you
for
too.
inviting us.
Hi, Nick. Thank you for coming. Come on in.
We're here today to see a lady called Caroline who has what we understand to be a really severe driving phobia. Now, this is something that we're faced with really frequently.
There's usually two causes. One cause, a bad accident. The second cause is usually someone who's got a fear of heights and then they go on a bridge or some elevated position and the fear of heights kicks in and then automatically from that they have a fear of driving.
So it's going to be really interesting to understand how it started, what goes on and how it affects her life.
Today's very important for me. If this works, you know, it'll change my life. I'll get my independence back. I feel then that, you know, people can rely on me again because I feel I've let a lot of people down.
We've got a very close relationship as a family, but I think sometimes, you know, there's certain things that you don't want to talk about as a family. So I think sometimes it's a bit hard to confront a fears face on.
Can the Speakmans find a way to free her from her fear for the sake of her family? In order to help Caroline, Nik and Eva need to see the effects of her phobia firsthand. So they ask her to drive them around the local area.
Now you've gone into third gear there.
Yeah, I can get into it, but we're not going any further than that.
You got into third gear.
I've slowed down.
But you've slowed down.
Yes.
So the car's struggling a bit, isn't
Yeah.
it? So what's your theory behind that, Caroline?
Because I just don't like the speed
Okay. And the speed equals what?
that you're going to crash.
Okay. So you're down to 5 mile an hour then?
Yeah.
On a corner that you could very easily do at 30,
Yeah.
to be honest. I can see the bridge there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the bridge.
And you're slowing down now.
Yeah.
Tell us, come on, tell us what's going on.
I don't think I could drive over it. There's a blow behind me.
Well, just pull over, pull over.
I just feel so stupid. It's just a little bridge.
And what is it you're frightened of?
I'm gonna drive in the barrier and fall off it.
Literally, you've driven a car and you've driven safely and you've had no problem. You're now faced with the situation that you're driving unsafely because you think something's going to happen, but ultimately, nothing ever has done.
No, I know.
It's a straight road. I just don't see why you can't drive over that. I'm just trying to understand it.
You see, I don't understand it either.
After witnessing just how restricting Caroline's phobia is, Nik and Eva want to meet her family to see how her fear is affecting them all.
So you learnt to drive 9 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago, and you drove fine for 2 years.
Yeah.
Confidently, no problem.
No problems.
So what changed?
I was driving over a flyover in the town and I've got a fear of heights and I discovered how high up I was. That was the first time we had the first initial panic and I never went back on that road again. And then it just started from there that I couldn't do roundabouts and I didn't like roads with bends on or roads that had drops at the side and...
Roads in general, by the sounds of
Yeah.
it. That pretty much covers all roads.
So you've stopped driving altogether?
I've stopped driving altogether now.
So how does that impact your life?
It's impacted really badly because my parents are quite ill. My mum's very ill and I used to take them to their hospital appointments all the time and I can't do it now. I can't take the kids out anywhere. I can't do the shopping. I can't get to my own hospital appointments. I have to get the bus everywhere or I have to get a taxi everywhere.
So can I just ask, so you can't drive, but you can be a passenger?
I'm nervous as a passenger as well. I annoy Justin immensely when he's driving. I pick fault with absolutely everything he's doing. I'm pointing everything out to him. I'll tell him what he's doing wrong and he's driving too fast and he shouldn't be doing this. And
I can see he's nodding to all this.
Yeah.
now.
I'm not going to disagree.
That must absolutely drive you nuts, Justin.
It drives me crazy, yeah, it does.
Does that make you feel anxious or angry?
Now, it makes me feel annoyed. I feel annoyed because I'm perfectly competent in
Sure.
driving.
So how does that affect, you know, just going on a family day out?
It can escalate. That's the thing. You know, you can You can start off happy because you're going out on a day out, and the next thing you know, I'm being criticised how how badly I'm driving when I'm not actually driving badly, and then it can escalate into an argument, if you like.
I can understand that, and it may surprise you, it may not, that this is a really common problem. But so many people who have a fear of heights then end up with a problem with driving, through driving over bridges and seeing high places. And in our experience, it causes massive arguments within families. And I can see from what you've said already that all of a sudden you can't take your mum and dad to hospital, so it's your brother and sister that have to do it.
Yeah.
And how far away does your mum live?
She's about a 10-15 minute drive, but it takes me 2.5 hours to get there on 2 buses.
Wow.
So I don't have a lot of time with them, because by the time I put Travis in school, get the bus to town, then the bus to theirs, I only get a couple of hours with them because I have to leave again then to get the bus back to town and back here for Travis coming out of school.
What a massive inconvenience.
Yeah.
So a 10-15 minute drive?
Yeah.
And yet you'll spend hours?
I'll walk past the car on the driveway and get in a taxi or go and get a bus.
It must cost a fortune in taxis as well, does it?
Any idea how much?
If I visit my parents 3 times a week, it can cost me about £80 a week in taxis.
Wow. Justin, how do you feel about that?
It's more than we can afford, let's put it that way. Yeah, not happy.
How about you, Alex? How does this affect you?
It kind of starts to affect me, obviously, now that I'm learning to drive. And there's certain places when I'm out with Mum, when she's in the car with me, that I can't drive, because obviously she's got a fear of it, so it's like getting rubbed off onto me.
You tell Caroline, Justin, if you don't mind, how much has she changed since she's had a problem with driving?
I'd say you've changed a hell of a lot, because your self-confidence has gone.
It's not just
Not just driving, you know, just in general things, day-to-day things, and you've lost all that. You know, I'd say one example would be with other people. Her confidence with other people has gone. She used to be very outgoing with other people, and now it's no, she doesn't tend to talk as much. It's just low self-esteem and no confidence.
Because you don't get out enough. You know, it's like she doesn't get out with her friends. She's only got a few selective friends that she has, but you know, she can't say, well, I'll come round and pick you up and go out for lunch. So she's just stuck to the house. And it's like, you know, even though I'm driving now, I'll say to her, I'll go for lunch. But obviously there's only so much that a mother and daughter can spend together. You know, she needs her time.
Does that surprise you, Caroline, hearing what Justin and Alex are saying?
Not really, no.
Because
I know I've changed. I was quite a bubbly, outgoing person. I never cared what anyone thought about me. That's how I brought the kids up. As long as the kids were behaving themselves, don't worry about what other people think about you. You know you're fine. And now I worry constantly what people think about me.
So I'm guessing that you don't have any independence and are very reliant on others.
Yeah.
Which is probably where a big part of your lack of confidence comes in, because suddenly you're no longer in control. And you not driving, I guess, makes you think that you are actually in control of this situation.
I was used to being in control of everything. My mum and dad didn't have to worry about a thing. I done everything. And now it's the other way round. I'm doing very little and I just feel useless.
Okay. So, obviously, if you feel useless, there's your self-confidence out the window, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Caroline as well, part of her issue is she cares too much what other people think and what other people are doing.
Has that always been the case?
No. That's the thing. It's never. Only a few years ago she started doing this, caring what other people think and what other people are doing on the road. You know, they don't.
If I see somebody coming, I start panicking because I'm like, oh my God, they're going to be on the back of the car any minute, and then I start to slow down and I'm just start panicking then, and then he gets really annoyed with me, whoever's behind me, and they want to overtake me, and I'm like, why did you slow down? You were perfectly fine. But I just do.
How often does your mum get upset over this?
I know that she's upset. It's just sometimes, obviously, she doesn't confide in me. It might be Dad that she, you know, talks to.
My guess would be that she might talk to you, Alex, and she might talk to your dad, but there's a lot that she's holding in.
I always keep that bit
back. I
back.
can see she's got...
She never talks to me about other stuff.
No one ever knows the full thing with me.
I'm looking at Caroline now and the shutters are down.
Yeah.
She's got this barrier that she puts up.
My zone of no one can get into me or hurt me.
Well, here's the thing, Caroline. Today is all about honesty. And we want to get you over this, but we're going to struggle doing that if you keep those shutters down. So we can help you with this, I want you to pull those shutters up and I want you to tell me, really, how this makes you feel.
Well, as I said, but it frustrates me. I feel like a failure. I feel like I've let them down. Because I used to be able to do all these things. I was like the head of the household, and now I'm not. I'm not the head anymore.
So you feel like a failure?
Yeah.
And how has it affected your self-esteem? Not just driving, overall, because you know what's going on inside your head. Can you tell Justin and Alex how you feel? Because you've not told them. All you've done is blocked off.
I've not told them that. They know how I feel. They know I'm quite down. You know, you do know I'm quite down.
Of course I do.
You know, it's not been a good year.
Yeah. You can see it. That's the thing. I can see it.
I frustrate him terrible. I'm never off his back, picking about everything.
No.
He's very patient, very patient.
You have to be, don't you?
Anyone else would have up sticks and gone by now. They'd have been like, right, that's it, I've had enough.
Do you think so?
Yeah, definitely.
Been
Yeah, he
together
deserves
too
a
long.
medal. He deserves a medal for putting up with my behaviour the past year. He really has stuck through thick and thin.
What about you, Alex? How will things change if your mum gets over this today?
Do you know it'll be a lot easier because then obviously I can go to the ring road and I can park where I want to park and not have to go and avoid it, and you know we can go out in the car together.
Yeah, but it's just
And
nice to be able to be a family
yeah.
unit, isn't it?
You've got another.
Yeah, Travis.
Travis, it's not fair on him because yeah, he's 13 and he'll say, I don't think I ever want to drive. There's too many idiots on the road. But I don't think it's the fact that there's too many idiots on the road. There's one idiot sitting here that's put him off of driving.
How does that make you feel?
Bad. It's not fair on him. Sorry. It's not fair that they should have to live like this because of me. It's not their phobia, it's mine, and it's not fair. They should live with it.
Caroline, thank you for lifting the shutters up.
I swore blind I weren't going to let you make me cry.
You've got to let us in, otherwise we can't change you, can we?
It's not fair on them. It's not, why should they deal with my phobia? It's not theirs. But I've made it theirs. I've made it everybody's.
I can see that you're making him suffer.
Oh, I've made him suffer. I've made him suffer so much this year.
I know you're crying, but Justin's been welling up several times because I can see the pain in his face. But irrespective of all that, he loves you forever.
Yeah.
He must do.
I can see that he obviously does.
I do, that's the thing. You know, but, you know, I'm never going to leave her just because of, you know, this.
But it's not right, is it? You're all suffering.
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah. All because of me.
And it can never get any better, that's the thing. It will just get worse.
You're absolutely right with that. It will only get worse.
Yeah.
I believe you've written letters to one another. Could we start with you, Alex? Would you mind reading your letter to your mum, please?
Dear Mum, I just wanted to let you know that I don't think that you have let the family down in any way. Sorry. If you get the help with your fear, then that would be amazing. Because then you would be able to have your independence back. And I know how much that means to you. Love you, as always, Alex.
Stop caring what other people think and concentrate on more on what you want in life. I think today it will bring us closer together as a family. I love you.
Love you too. I'd just like to say that I'm sorry for not being able to drive and sorry for the stress that I caused you. To Justin for always going on at you about the way you drive and always having a go at you all the time. To Alex, you're only just starting out in life and I feel I'm pushing my fear onto you. And I don't want you to drive on roads that I'm scared of and I'm holding you back. If I can change, this would be great. I would get my life back and be able to help Mum and Dad and stop stressing everyone out. Love you both.
Thank you so much, all of you.
For lifting those shutters up, finally.
There's not many people that do that to me.
So the big question is, do you really want this?
I do.
And are you ready for change?
I'm ready for change. Can't go on like this.
In that case, we're going to say goodbye to Alex and Justin. And then we'll start our work.
Okay. It was quite difficult for me to talk to Nik and Eva because I always put a barrier up and I don't let everyone in, so I don't think anyone really knows exactly what I'm thinking but me.
I'm very sceptical, but I mean, obviously I hope that it'll work. I want it to work because I want Caroline to be a normal self.
I think to get Caroline over this phobia today will completely and entirely change this family's lives. Today is about giving her the independence, about giving her confidence, getting over this driving phobia and setting her free.
Nik and Eva begin to treat Caroline for her phobia, but can they make a difference in just one day?
You told us that the first time you had a problem driving was when? Just remind me.
On the ring road when I was on the flyover.
And you'd
Okay.
spotted what?
How high up I was.
Right, you see, so what actually happens in that situation? If we've linked a fear to our fight or flight mechanism, then our unconscious mind looks to protect us from that item, whatever it is. So in your case, we now know at some point in your life that you've linked heights as to being dangerous. And therefore, when you were in the car and you saw the height, your mind said, I need to keep away from that. And in that instant, you blame the car. Yeah?
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you? Because you're in the car. So now, the fear of heights extends into the fear of cars as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I've gone from one fear to the next fear.
But the link. Okay. So, I know that I'm really confident that you're okay driving your car. And I think you could get in a car now and you could drive it around dead happily. You'd be a bit anxious at first because you've not done it for years, and it's just like anything that you've not done for years. You build up a bit of confidence. But I know you'd be fine, but the moment you drove across a big bridge or something high, bang, it's going to come back. So the real root of this problem is to get you over your fear of heights.
Does that make sense?
It does.
It's
Good
simple.
luck.
It's simple, isn't it? Okay, so here we go. Take a deep breath. Right, fear of heights.
Have you always been afraid of heights?
No, I was all right when I was younger, but I can't recall when the incident happened.
So when do you know that you were okay? Up to what age?
Probably about 10 or 11.
And you were completely fine with heights?
Perfectly fine with heights.
Okay.
So you're okay to the age of 10 and 11. What's your first memory of being frightened of heights?
The only thing I can really get to was when we went to Boy Zone. I wasn't a teenager. Alex would have been about 5 or 6.
So we're talking 14 years ago, something like that?
Probably.
14,
That's
16 years ago?
the major incident that I can remember when we went to see Boy Zone. I went up the stairs, no bother. When the steward put the light on, he went, yes, madam, your seat's up there, and off I went, no
Right,
bother.
So you sat down
I sat down,
and all was fine?
and all was fine for about 5 minutes, and then they put the house lights on, and I just looked out, and it was like, oh my God.
And is that the very first time you ever recall feeling discomfort?
I think that's where it was just like panic just set in. It was like, I'm going to fall off this chair.
Did it
and
feel
we're
really
gonna die.
steep?
Yeah. All I could see was all the rows of seats, and I was just literally hanging on to the seat with my nails and thought, I can't do this. I just sat there and I was like, just leave me alone. And when they turned the lights off and someone sat in front of me, I calmed down again then. I was fine. I got up. I enjoyed the concert. And again, then when it ended, the lights went on and I couldn't leave until everyone else left. And I went down the stairs on my bum. I didn't care who's seen. That was the only way I was getting down them stairs.
So we know that you're okay, you're hanging over a balcony at the age of 14, you've got the Boys On concert at 22. So something happened between the age of 14 and 22 that's actually started this off.
Yeah.
Because watching you relate that story about Boyzone, I think you had a fear of heights for that to happen.
There must have been something. There must have been at some point that I got scared.
But it wasn't very obvious to you at that point yet,
No.
because you'd gone up.
Yeah. I can remember when I was 15, when we left school, we went to a theme park, and I can remember now you've made me think.
Oh, it's coming back now?
Yeah. I said I didn't like heights. I can remember then thinking, I can't get on that ride, and because it was fast and it was high.
Ah, interesting. Because one of the other issues with driving the car that you said earlier is speed. So when you got on the roller coaster and you had something that was high and something that was fast and you felt frightened, what happened?
It broke down while we were on the top. And we were left sitting in the carriage,
There we go.
looking over. And my friend at the back thought it was hilarious, and he kept trying to push the cart while we were in there, and we all wanted to batter him when we got off.
I'm sure you did.
Nothing happened to us. You know, it came over on the speaker, we're very sorry, there's been a technical problem, we'll get to you as soon as possible. Please remain in your seat. But we were literally just sitting,
Right.
staring all the way down.
And in that moment, you're looking down and you think, something really bad could happen here. Understandably. But our minds all work differently because the guy behind you thought it was funny. Because he felt safe, but you didn't feel safe.
I'd literally squashed my friend to the
Right.
side because she was beside me, and I was literally squashed onto her and squashed her all the way on the side because I was terrified we were going to fall off it.
Okay.
Even though we got the belt and we got the bar
Okay.
over.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Yes, it does.
I get that. And that's why you've linked, that's why speed's a problem as well in a car, because that's part of the thrill of going on a ride like that is the speed and the heights. So I understand that you're absolutely frightened because of that. That's the one. So,
I've never gone on anything at the theme park
Okay.
again
And
since
can I ask, when was the last time you thought about that memory?
years.
okay.
I just want you to go back to that memory now where you're stuck on the roller coaster, on the ride. And as you're seeing it now in your mind's eye, Caroline, are you seeing it as though it's you that sat in that carriage?
Yeah.
So
I'm
it's you
sitting, hanging over the side.
and you can see the drop.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
let me ask you, I want you to get back into that now and think about it. And as you're sat there and seeing that whole experience, can you scale that for me on a 0 to 10?
Oh, that would have been about a 20.
Now.
Right.
But thinking about it right now.
Today.
Yes, think about it. Get yourself back in there now. You sat there with your friend, you're squashing it and you're looking down. Scale that fear and that anxiety for me.
I was petrified, absolutely petrified.
And I get that. But right now,
do you
thinking
feel now?
about it,
I feel silly because it was so long ago.
is there any fear or anxiety?
There was nothing, you know,
What about
nothing
now?
happened
But
now.
now, thinking about it, any fear or anxiety?
No, but if I went back, there's no way I'd get on it.
And I understand that. I understand that because you had a bad
Because I'm
experience.
safe, I know I'm safe. I'm sitting here and I'm not hanging off the side of a ride.
I completely get it, but that is what started all this off. You've carried that with you, linking that experience at the age of 15 to being in a car. When it's poles apart. When you were on the ride, were you in control of that ride, yes or
No.
no? When you drive a car, who's in control?
Me.
And when you were on that ride, did you get off safely, yes or no?
Yeah. Took us a while, but we all got off safely.
So here's a question for you. When we walked in today, we heard, and it was obvious to see, how your family are suffering because of this problem.
Mm-hmm.
And this problem started many years before your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And you've carried that for 20 plus years, and now your family are paying the price
Yeah.
for something that nearly happened to you all those years ago.
But never did.
Is it time to let it go or not?
Yeah. Definitely.
I think it's time to stop taking advice, Caroline, off a 15-year-old. Because when it comes to driving and bridges, that's exactly what you've been doing. You've been using this memory from when you were 15 years of age to dictate your future and your family time and your family happiness, the ironic thing is that you're asking the advice of a 15-year-old how to behave. But
And I wouldn't ask a 15-year-old how to behave.
And a 15-year-old isn't even legally able to drive a car.
You see, because in that moment, you've got to blame something. You've got to make a decision. What is it that's causing me this fear? Because I don't like it and I want to avoid it in the future. You blamed the roller coaster. And what does a roller coaster mean? It means like a little car and speed and those two things, and it's just gone on from there. And the way to let it go is looking at it as an adult, as you are today, and asking yourself the question, what happened? Did I come to any harm?
And I didn't.
Okay. So is it time to get on with your life?
Yeah, definitely.
So have you let it go?
Yeah. Oh, you are clever, aren't you? I've sat here for ages thinking, what caused this?
It's time to say, Nick, I got it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on with my life. Is it not?
Yeah.
Have you let it go?
Yeah, it's time to move on.
One more thing to just check. When you look at the roller coaster, can you see yourself looking down, or is it your eyes still?
It's me looking at myself sitting in there.
Yay!
So have you let it go?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have?
See, once you can be an observer, which you now are on both those memories.
You see it for what it is. That means you're looking at it as a grown-up and you're seeing yourself, the younger you, dealing with the problem. But before, you were seeing it through your eyes, so you were still linked to the problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we know that it's gone.
I didn't think it was going to work, so I'm really pleased that it has worked. I thought my issue had gone to a scare at a concert with a height, but they've made me realise it actually happened at a fairground when I was 15, which I'd sort of locked away and not thought about.
Caroline believed that she had absolutely no idea where this stemmed from. And we literally had to peel layers going backwards until it was like a bolt from the blue.
I believe you this time, I can see it in your eyes, but come on prove it to us. Let's go in the car, let me watch you driving. How about that?
Okay.
Come on then.
Yeah.
So you're feeling the difference already?
I am.
Yeah, I can see it in your face. Like a changed woman. There we go. But hey, a bit of speed, yeah. The interesting thing here, you're a really good driver.
That's why I get so annoyed with myself.
So your driving's great, your road positioning's great. I'm not seeing someone who's frightened of driving.
Caroline's confidence is growing, but there's a major milestone ahead. She's about to face the bridge that caused her so much distress only a few hours ago. Can she conquer what was her biggest fear?
Look at this. This is your life here, and yet the life that you had, that you and Justin had, that was fantastic and you can have again, is on the other side of that bridge. How much do you want it?
We're going to drive over it then.
Are we?
Yeah.
Let's see you then. Just drive in the middle of this bit. That white line, this curb. Go on. Go straight away you're going. Forget the sides. Hey. What's that make me feeling?
Pleased with myself.
And so you should. Feel it.
I've not drove over that in 5 years.
With the bridge dealt with, it's time to improve her speed.
You're allowed to go to 70, you're doing 30.
Okay.
Okay. You're getting close to 40 now. Now, fifth gear. Go on. Yes!
And we
You're in fifth
survived!
gear!
Alice's car won't know what's hit it.
You're not driving over the white line either.
No.
I'm going to tell you, driving's totally changed already. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
You can feel it, can't you? Go on, fifth. Go on, have it. When was the last time?
And returning home, Caroline passes back over the bridge with ease.
Years ago.
We have to prepare ourselves. Is it going to attack us?
No, it's not
Do we
going
have
to
to?
jump
Are you
out.
sure?
It's not going to jump out. can even have a little glance there.
Handicaps at 30.
Yay!
That's showing off now, isn't it?
It is.
It is.
You keep showing off, Caroline.
This is an incredible moment for a woman who hasn't driven a car for a whole year.
I think now I've got rid of the fear, I feel a lot more confident in myself today, and I think the confidence will just keep coming and I'll get back to where I was.
What we thought was a fear of driving was actually two phobias. It was a fear of driving and a fear of heights. The explanation alone gave her such a huge step forward, it just melted away.
Now she's got one more challenge. The Speakmans have brought Caroline to do some off-road driving.
Caroline's fear of driving actually stemmed back from a fear of heights that happened on a roller coaster that kind of threw her around. If anything's going to test her, off-roading is, because that's exactly what's about to happen. Hi, Steve.
Sure. Hi, yeah.
Hello, I'm Eva. This is Caroline.
Nice to meet you, Caroline.
And
Stephen.
Nick.
Nice
Hi.
to meet you.
So,
Right.
Stephen, we've got Caroline here,
Yeah,
who has just conquered a fear of driving,
that's great. Yeah.
and we would now like to give her an experience to prove to her that she's well and truly over it.
Well, what we're planning to do, we're just going to take you into the woods. We're just going to go up some nice little bits of water and up and down some hills. Just keep it nice and simple, and see how well you get on.
Okay.
Sounds fun?
Yeah, let's go.
sounds great.
Let's do
Let's
it.
go then.
Caroline's phobia of driving was not only ruining her own life, it was putting a strain on her entire family. Her partner Justin hasn't seen Caroline since the mediation, and he's feeling anxious.
This morning, I was very sceptical, and I'm still sceptical. Like I say, I'll believe it when I see it.
Caroline, we want to see a bit of chick with attitude.
Yeah, come on, Caroline.
Okay.
Sit. And just let it out slowly and accelerate.
I don't think it's possible to change somebody who's had a phobia for so long in such a short period of time.
Going slow enough for a bit more.
Yeah, no, you're going to have to give it a bit more gas
A
to
bit
get
more
up
gas,
there.
Okay.
Go for it, Caroline. You can do it.
See, because it's pretty steep, this is. Especially to give all our team. Go for it. Go on.
Wow. Oh, my God. Wow.
Slow down. Slow down now. Go on,
This is
go on.
like being on the driving test.
Some big potholes here. Hold on, guys.
We're holding on.
All right, go on.
It's a bit deeper here, so.
Oh my Christ.
Whoa! Yeah, this
Was
is
it
it.
meant to do?
Oh, my God. This is
I'm not scared. That way,
I
yeah.
can't believe that you got through that.
Sit right. Right, now, nice and easy. This is tight. Whoa, that's it. Whoa. Excellent.
Oh my gosh, took that at speed as well.
That's in the left.
Have you ever considered rally driving, Caroline?
I don't think I'd make a Colin McRae.
Caroline, I tell you what, you've just gone up in my estimation. This is awesome driving. Steve, what's your... You've done this loads of times. How do you think she's doing?
She's doing amazing, really good. To me, she's done at least an 8 out of 10 for what she's done today. It's really
Do you know,
really good.
you know she's not driven a car properly for
Straight
3
through.
years.
Oh, no, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
today, yeah.
Just this morning, the thought of driving any car, let alone one this sized, would have sent Caroline into a complete panic. Now she's off-roading up hills and down banks without fear or stress.
We're not going in there, are we? In that
Are we
river.
really?
There you go. Just
Wow.
look at that. Brill with the waves as well, look.
Woo!
Oh, it smells
Smell
gorgeous.
that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Loving nature.
Well, there you go. That was simple, wasn't it?
Yay!
With Nick and Eva's help, Caroline's refound her confidence to get back behind the wheel.
I need to get out of the way.
Handbrake on, let's go see Justin. Thank you so much.
I'm doing what you want to do.
Crazy, that is.
You didn't think you'd see me in that at the end of today.
No, I didn't, no.
Do you know she's been going up and down hills, through water,
Speeding.
speeding?
Look really
Really shocked. I am shocked. Because she couldn't drive. Full stop.
You're in total shock.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I am
do think that
speechless.
he'd be as shocked as he is because I know that he was so apprehensive about it working.
We're so proud of everything that she's achieved today. She's an absolute superstar, really amazing. The things that you've achieved today, I'm bursting with pride. And honestly, you have just no idea the terrains that she's just driven through.
I'm very proud. I am, yeah, very proud. Shot my head away, that has. It really has.
Big question. Do you have a driving phobia?
I have no driving phobia. Thank you so much.
Now she can look forward to the future and share it with the people she loves most.
What a difference a day makes. You know, Caroline's confidence has risen in front of our very eyes.
It's really amazing how a phobia can really affect your life because you never know the full repercussions. When you've got two phobias, driving and heights, together, it has massive repercussions, and we saw that when we came this morning and we saw potentially a broken family. They're back together tonight, and the repercussions, future months, future years, you'll be amazed. And Justin's just, well, he's gobsmacked, isn't he? It's amazing. What a fabulous day.
Justin reacted with total shock, which I knew he would, and he's still in shock now, and I'd imagine he will be for quite a few days to figure out how Nik and Eva done it, as there was no way anyone was going to fix me. So it's an experience for us both to move forward, a new adventure.
Next time on the Speakmans.
I want to see my daughter, but I can't get on that flight.
I don't think that she will ever come and see my new life.
My heart races. I shake. I cry.
I want to grab my mum at times and shake her and say, get a grip.